Okay. How many of you guys agree with the people when they say that we do most of our thinking while we're in the shower?
Thinking in the shower?
Oh, thinking, yeah.
Like, we do most of our thinking or in the shower. I agree with that because I do that too sometimes. Well, unfortunately, we gotta reduce that. Why? Because one of the main points that everybody knows is the drought in California, and according to California Water Science Center, each Californian uses the average of 181 gallons each day of water. Now multiply that by 365 days. That's a lot of water wasted. Why? Because we do our thinking, or just because we like, when it's a hot day, we like to keep fresh and we waste a lot of water. Yet, now the long-term effects, as we see right there, how much it affected us and how much water now we're like in risk of going into a more severe drought than we are right now. And another reason is because Jay Brown's goal was the restriction of voluntarily of the citizens to reduce 20 to 25% of their water, yet he only got 9% last summer. Yet no one does think that it affects, yeah, we know about the drought, but yet no one does anything about it. Also, people are not recycling things that are recyclable materials like plastic bottles, clothes, papers, bag, all the simple stuff. And then also we're complaining that we have no jobs. In 2000, according to Keep America Beautiful, in 2009, $485 million worth of plastic was wasted in the United States, and that was enough for 1,000 households to live in the U.S. in median income for nearly a decade. How much money we wasted, yet we're complaining we have no jobs and no money. Why? Because we're being told about the problem, yet we're not being informed, or we don't get informed. Well, also because we avoid to do anything about it, like the news, websites, everything, it's simple access and simple things that we can find out and what we can do. Also, we know the basic stuff that we often hear, what to recycle, which is plastic, bottles, cans, papers, clothes. Yet there's more things we can do to recycle and reuse at the same time. For example, fruits, rotten fruits, vegetables, we usually throw it out, right? Who keeps their rotten fruit? No one, right? Well, we can use that as fertilizer. As shown here, they can use it to decompose all in a box, or you can throw it out into a garden or patch of soil, which helps enriching the soil and also helps the plants, flowers, food grow. I know that because in my house I have a little garden and we grow plants and sometimes some vegetables. And I noticed that my mom, she throws it away, but since ever I found out about what you can do when I saw a documentary about a family living their lifestyle all organic and did that, it improved the food, and I noticed it in my garden that it does improve. The soil is more softer, and if you don't use a lot of water, you just keep it, it enriches itself. You don't have to be changing the soil often as usually buy it, which is a lot of money sometimes. In Asia, they use human leftovers to reproduce to help enrich in their food products, their agriculture and that. We don't have to go to that extent. We can always just use rotten fruits, vegetables, or anything else, like eggshells, I think also it's possible. And one of the solutions would be like how Jerry Brown's did a restriction. We can help by informing ourselves and listening. First you get a warning, then you get the penalty, which is usually fine. And usually, I know because it happened to me also once with my mom, that she showed us the bill that it's in red, and that means that you're getting a warning, and then the next one is a penalty, which is your bill of water goes high. And we don't want that, because we want to reduce the water, and we want to still have water for the future, and not be like in the desert. Also, time yourself in the shower. I know we do a lot of our best thinking in the shower, but how about we just sit down in a quiet place and think? And stop doing it in the shower, because if not, we won't have any water to shower with. Also, in the LA Times, Renee Lynchen wrote about easy steps to take, how we can use cardboard throw out the shampoo bottles into recyclable bins. I didn't know that, and now I found that out. Also, laundry containers of laundry detergent also go into recycling bins. We can also use reusable bags to collect all those and then empty it out and then reuse them instead of throwing them away just because they're wet. You can always just clean it up. And also we use what's it called, cloth bags or plastic bags to go through our groceries. And the tip she had was for the females always to carry a plastic bag or a cloth bag all the way in the bottom of their purse, and when they went to the groceries they would have one of those instead of buying a new one and throwing it out. We take out napkins. We can always put them in front of the napkin holder and use them. Like if we spill water, we can always use it to clean that up, or juice, instead of wasting the napkins we used to eat. And then like that, nothing goes to waste. There's simple things we can do just to help improve our environment. And also, according to the EPA, reducing and reusing our basic, we can reduce greenhouse emissions that contribute to global climate change. Just one basic thing we can do, it helps solve a lot of other problems that we have. For example, by reducing, we can create more, by reusing and recycling products, we can help create more jobs. How? Well, we can, the more that it piles up, they're gonna need more extra hands to help store or crush or whatever they use to reuse that material to remake other things. And that gives an opportunity for people to use jobs, and also we wouldn't be wasting that much money. How the plastic we wasted in 2009, which was $405 million. That money could have been useful for textbooks or other stuff that we needed right now. Like for example, how people are struggling right now to buy textbooks or other class materials. Useful things, little simple things like picking up, reusing paper, printer paper. I reuse that when I waste it and that doesn't come out right, I reuse it to either as notes or to run printer tests on my printer when it's not working. Simple things like that can help our environment go greener and avoid us from struggling in the future.